Hi everybody, Symes and Robin here again.
Hello.
And welcome to episode 4 of Stone Mirrors. And we're going to do some housekeeping, or if you might say, fortress keeping, this time around. Because we're on this screen here and the pertinent thing is where it says drink none. And
Our dwarves are desperately sober.
That's a bad thing.
Sober.
They are sober and not happy to be so. So,
I sympathise entirely.
yes, exactly. I mean, who would want to be sober? Especially if you've got to spend all your time underground digging a hole.
Yeah.
Right. So I have, where nobody can see it, a list of things to do.
Excellent.
But the first one we'll do is try and sort out the booze situation. So let's go downstairs to where the booze is.
Sounds imperative to me.
And
didn't we build a still or something last time?
Well, we've got a still. We only have the one, but it's
that green flashy thing.
This thing here is the still. Yeah. It's doing nothing. So let's just add some brew
big
drink
pile of
commands.
barrels or something stacked next to it, though.
This is no, this is a food stockpile. This is stuff, and what's possibly also happened is that we don't have any available containers to put the booze in. So we might need to make some of those too.
Otherwise, dwarves will just lay underneath the still and drink.
Well, they just won't make the booze because they're that pernickety. So no, if we can't put it in stuff, we're not going to make it.
So a dwarf does not count as a container for booze?
Sadly not, no. Right, the other thing that I've just remembered is that we had this mechanics workshop which never ever got built because there were stones in the way, but now we have another one, so we don't even need it, so I'll just remove it. Okay, now somewhere here, I think it's in the Craftsdwarf's workshop, we go rock pot, there it is, and we want to make some of those into which we can put the booze that we are making.
Hurrah!
So let's make a bunch of pots. So hopefully that will deal with the immediate booze crisis. How are we doing for other foods? We have food stores of around 300, so that's not too bad, and the foods, unlike the booze,
how much is that? Like one bit of food, one dwarf per day?
I think that's like one meal.
Right.
But I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, but 300 sounds a lot.
300 is a lot for, I think we've got 11 dwarves, so we're probably alright for a bit on food.
They'll be happily gorging themselves for a bit.
And although the kitchens, that's just, I tell them to make some more easy meals, why not? It's half a dozen more of them. Why not? So, another thing that we need to sort out, if it's on one of my hotkeys, which it isn't, is down in the caves. If you remember, we dug a hole through the roof of the cavern.
Yes, into something hideous.
Into the cavern itself, and we have not yet blocked that up.
That might be a plan before we get invaded by hideous gribblies.
But I'm trying to find where we actually did it. Was it this cave or was it the cave below? I think it was this cave, wasn't it?
Not even below that, maybe? I don't know.
I want K. Yeah, this has gone up down stairway on it, and I think we designated it for removal, but we just need to actually let them do it. So that's fine. And there's one other thing which I should probably try and explain a little bit about, because we've breached the caves now, as I said.
And what are they, full of loot and
they're full of stuff. There's monsters. There's some there's not lots of loot, but there's monsters and there's various weird growths. You know, cave moss, and that's a fungus tree thing, and there's a cave shrubs there. But now that we've breached the caves, all of our dwarf fortress, which is also underground, can potentially start growing moss on the floors if they are amenable to such things like a sandy floor is.
Oh right, so just the mere act of
yes, it kind of releases the air from the caves into our fortress, and so the cave moss can start to grow in the fortress, which is fine. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but we do want somewhere to have a piece of floor where we can get sand from for when we're doing the glass making. And this is why I made those hatches absolutely ages ago. So because you put a hatch on top of the floor that you want to keep clear, and because it's got a hatch on it, nothing grows on it. The hatch, you don't dig a hole or anything, it's just a hatch on the floor. You just lift it up and take the sand from underneath.
Okay.
So that's why I did that, and let's just build a floor hatch, which is capital H. Somewhere, where should we put it? Just in the corridor, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just put it at the end of the corridor there. That's a good place for a floor hatch. Why not? A floor hatch doesn't go, oh, made of cinnabar, how lovely. Okay.
Smells nice as well.
So, good. That's that done. And we have a bunch of other stuff going on.
This is all still paused, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. I should probably just let them get on with it while I'm thinking rather than wasting more time. Actually,
see if we actually get some booze.
And now that I've actually unpaused it, look, cave moss is growing. All of these things which were until just recently sand have got moss on them.
It doesn't take it long.
Doesn't take long at all, so we kind of need to put the floor hatch, but I think it's been built already. I think that guy just went, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he's like, I can do something.
So, now we have a floor hatch there, we can designate a zone. Around the floor hatch, and we can make this a sand zone with S. So that's the zone they will gather sand from when instructed to do so. So that's that done. And
highway to the sand zone.
They're all, ooh, and we've struck some gold. Fantastic. So we kind of need them to dig more rooms out because we've been paused for a while and they're just digging and digging and digging. There's some gold there. That's nice.
Ooh, lovely.
More gold. That's nice too. Woodcutter cancels drink interrupted by emu. That's probably not a good thing, but
it's quite a surreal thing.
So, oh God, an emu!
I'll have to stop drinking.
I'll have to stop drinking. I presume he was actually out near the trees rather than the emu has made its way into the fortress.
Yeah, and invaded the pub.
So let's find out. Oh, I wonder which of the many emus it was, because there are a lot of them. Okay, so let's have a look at what they're doing. The hunter's returning a kill, so that's good. So he's shot something and is bringing it back.
Yeah.
The woodcutter is still drinking, but I don't know where he is. If we can zoom to him actually by
Mr. Mason is making rock pots, which is good.
That is good. Yeah, so he's outside somewhere. Yeah, he's drinking it at the river, of course, because there isn't any booze for him to drink in the fortress.
Shame. I don't see an emu there.
So there's an emu knocking around here. Oh, there's one down there, look. There's a whole bunch of them down here. They've just looks like they're invading the map from the left border.
Emu invasion.
Oh God, millions of emus. Maybe they're not hostile. I don't know.
Well, we do. Don't we have a vaguely defensive wall now?
We haven't got a wall, but we do have this trench. So they'll have to come over the bridge if they're coming in at all.
Yeah.
And screw them. Right. Oh, there's an erroneous designation here. Designated it to remove the ramps, which are actually in the middle of this pond. So I kind of want to remove that. They won't try and do it because they don't want to drown. They're not 100% stupid, but I'll just.
They are a certain percentage stupid.
For reasons of tidiness, let's just get rid of that designation altogether. And now it's just a small, murky pool. Hooray! I think. Right. So, what we want to do as well, we need more accommodation. Because all we have is this very small dormitory here with 2 beds in it, and we could put another bed in there. Because we've got some other beds, so we can sleep more people. And we do only have 11 dwarves right now, so it's not a huge crisis. But we need to prepare for when hopefully more than 2 migrants show up the next time.
Well, once we've got booze, they should flock to us.
Well, one would hope.
Yep.
And we've got all these chickens. I mean, what more could they ask for?
Dwarf want. Yeah, chickens,
a load
booze.
Of chickens, some booze. What's their problem?
Yeah.
Right, well, we're going to have to at some point think about our outside wall as well, and also dismantling this, because this here is the wagon.
Oh, the flashy thing there.
Yeah, though I've just put the thing over, because if I hit K and move over it with the cursor, you can see it's a wagon, and there's some hamster remains there. So it's like it's plagued by hamsters.
And hedgehogs.
And there's a magpie here as well. Anyway, so this is the wagon, and we don't need the wagon anymore. So if we dismantle the wagon, then we can get back some of what it was made of, I believe, and it just gets it out of the bloody way as well. So, we need to kind of collect some stuff, probably. If we kind of scout around the map a little bit, then we'll probably see Yeah, you'll see some blood there. That's what all this is. There's
Ooh, lovely.
some emu blood, so obviously our hunter's been hunting emus. There's the left upper leg of a great horned owl, so apparently this horned owl has more than 2 legs, which is...
That's kind of weird.
But there's his blood there. And that's a couple of bolts. And because they don't they don't collect the bolts, the ammunition, once they've fired them.
Oh, right.
So what happens is the place obviously gets completely covered in ammunition.
Yeah.
And and there's more blood. There's a spattering of wombat blood on this boulder. Oh, look, and there's a dead wombat.
No.
Right there. A wombat skeleton. It's been out there so long.
Turn it to a totem pole.
Because what happens is that the hunter will defend himself.
Yeah, from savage wombats.
From savage wombats and rabbits and such. But I think they'll only bring back a kill that he was specifically hunting. So if he just shoots something else, he'll just leave it there to rot. Which I think is what's been happening. So that's why on the unit list there's a whole load of dead stuff knocking about that isn't necessarily in our stockpile.
Which can we tell people to go and pick all this food up then?
Yes, we can, and that's what I'm about to do.
Don't waste it.
So if we
can stick that on the barbie.
To the top of the stuff, and then you go... Well, there's a couple of different ways we can do this, and the first way is with designation... yes, right. So you go to designation, designate menu, and then you go to building/item properties, which is why I was slightly confused. And then you want to reclaim items and buildings.
By reclaim, you mean batter to pieces?
No, just it's stuff that's lying around, and so you reclaim it.
Okay. Tell people to pick stuff up. Gotcha.
And, so that's
is that a task, or you have to tell them what to do? You
mark it for reclamation. And then somebody will go and do it because there's more than one item to be reclaimed.
Yeah.
So if we just if I go down one level, that should hopefully cover any. And hopefully this arrow here is now marked for reclamation because it's.
So every penny counts.
It's I've forgotten how to tell. Oh, yes. It's the way the text looks. Because I don't know if you noticed, but earlier on when I was moving over these things, they had little braces around the names, and now they don't. And little braces means that they haven't been claimed; they don't belong to us technically.
Okay.
So that now we go up here. See this? We've claimed these bolts and this wombat skeleton, and so the wombat skeleton will be collected as well as the bolts. And I'm now just bizarrely interested and will learn what we can achieve with the wombat skeleton. Well, we can make all kinds of stuff out of bones. We can make more bolts out of them, for example, and also bone crafts, which we can sell to people. Look at all of the things.
Handy resource.
See all the things we have murdered and turned into this fetching ring and bracelet set. So. Yes, they're a handy resource for making stuff. Because down here in the bone stockpile, there are no bones. Because we haven't kind of been collecting them up. As stuff rots upstairs in the refuse stockpile that's here, we've got these corpses. Hamster corpses mainly. I think the cats just kind of. We've got a plague of hamsters. The cats keep slaughtering them.
Yeah.
And so. And when as they decay, then they'll turn into skeletons, and then they'll be brought downstairs and added to the bone stockpile. So that'll all be fine. I might.
Do we have any booze yet?
I kind of paused it again, so they haven't really been doing very much. But we've got 10.
Whee!
So they've had enough time to make 10 drinks. But obviously, brew drink doesn't just make one drink because I only put 9 orders in. So I think one brew drink order makes 10 drinks.
Okay.
So we'll have 90. Less whatever the dwarves decide to drink by the time that's finished. So that's good. So that crisis is over temporarily. And there's the guy running to and from the still to actually make the drinks. Let's go there to get the mushrooms or whatever to make them out of. And let's go down here again to where we breached the caves and see if we've... Yes, okay. I'm going to pause this again. Because now... don't know if you can see that. Unfortunately, there's a rock on top of the stairway, which makes it a little more difficult to see. But this here is the stairway. It's now just a down stairway. You can see that looks like a down stairway.
Yeah.
And on its little icon. So what we now want to do is put a floor over it.
Okay.
So nothing can come up. So we'll build C for wall, floor, stairs, track, and then F for floor.
Sounds like a little minecart there almost.
It's a wheelbarrow.
Oh, right.
We have some wheelbarrows. I made some earlier on. And there's marble, like right there, so let's just put a marble floor in. Why not?
Can you put doors at the end there to stop beasties coming in then?
Yes, I mean the other thing you can potentially do, it depends on if you've dug through a wall horizontally into an area you don't want anyone to access, then you can build a wall in the way, or you can just put a door in and lock it.
Yeah.
But because it's a stairway, we need to put a floor over it, and we could put a hatch over it, but I don't really think we need to drop into the caves at any time soon, so...
Yeah. Leave the caves to their own devices just at the moment.
Quite. We're still digging quite deep there, so I'm going to leave that for now. And we'll come back up here, and we need to dig out some more stuff. So let's dig out this level as well. Still sandy, but that's fine. Designate mine. I've lost my cursor, there it is. So we'll dig that out, and we'll put our forge in here, along with stuff for making charcoal. I'll resume that again, and let the dwarves get on with the stuff that they're doing. So, and yes, we also have another dwarf who's not doing anything, because we forgot to give her a job.
Can you, the names for these dwarves, can you provide custom files to name them?
It's in the game binary, so because they're kind of randomly chosen, but they're all in the same language, the dwarven language.
Right. Yeah, I just wondered if you could customise the names.
I don't think so. So I thought we had somebody who didn't have a job, but now I can't remember who it is. If I scroll across here,
let's see what jobs are being done.
Has total assigned labourers. That's a good one to group by, and there's one person with 0.
Aha.
But
that's a bit telling then.
It's not actually opening the thing to show me who it was. Oh, it's quite possibly a child, actually.
Well, I mean, Victorians did it. What age do the dwarves start sending their kids to the?
Yeah, we can't actually
stuff them up a chimney.
Okay, so I thought that's not what I wanted to do. Just put that back on nothing. I thought that there was somebody with no labours assigned, but I may have actually assigned them anyway. Although this person here looks suspiciously lacking in jobs to do. Yeah.
Suspiciously idle.
Yeah, that person there only has the hauling stuff, which everybody does. So that was the one I was thinking of. So what we should do with her, I think we're going to need, I think, a wood burner for our charcoal. So why not make her the wood burner?
Indeed. Why not?
She might need to be... We don't have anybody who can run a forge yet either. So let's just turn on all the furnace operating and forging labours as well for her, so she can burn the charcoal and then use it to forge things. And I'll commit those changes back. Right. Back to the fortress and resume. Ooh, kittens. Let's execute them.
Execute the kittens?
Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't keep a tight control over your cat population, you wind up with a lot of cats.
Ah.
And 2 cats is great. You want 2 cats because they can, they hunt pests and everything. But 100 cats is not so good. And you have to keep tight control over it quite quickly because, I don't know if you can see, well, you can see this column here which says owner.
Yeah.
Right. Once an animal has an owner, it's harder to designate it for slaughter because obviously that upsets the owner.
Yeah.
So what we want to do now is, before these kittens get adopted...
What does uninterested mean?
They're cats, they're not interested in owners.
Oh, right.
They don't really care. So you want to slaughter them before they get adopted, otherwise their owner gets quite unhappy when you take their little puppy away and
say it's for the pot
and butcher it and then make stuff out of its bones. So, okay, good.
Into eminently practical game.
So that's that done. Okay, we're keeping our cat population under control with.
Brutal slaughter.
We're keeping our population of other livestock under control by starving them to death, apparently, because they're down here in the meeting room where there's no food
way
for them
to get out.
They could get out, but this is where they go when we haven't designated anywhere for them to go. So they just hang out here, and
they go there to starve.
And they just sit there and starve to death. And this here is a ram corpse lying on the floor where it's starved. And these are our yaks, which are currently starving.
No, you don't want starving yak.
That's what that little brown down arrow means. I think it means they're hungry.
What's the slash mark on the chicks mean then?
That just means there's more than one thing on that tile, and it's alternating. It's switching through all of the things which are occupying that tile, which is why you're swapping between small chicks and large chickens. So there's multiple things in the same space.
I gotcha.
But yeah, this.
How many things can be on the same square then?
I don't know, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah. Okay.
So, depending on what we want to do with our yaks, and we do apparently have 2 yak bulls, so there is a limit on what we can do with them.
Yes. So no great herd of yaks.
There's not going to be a big herd of yaks, so we can't really breed them for more yak meat.
Yeah, after the wombats, or no, the lobsters.
Yes. Although the caravans may have livestock for sale.
Yeah. So there's not much you can do with them because you can't breed them. We can't milk them.
We can't breed them. We can't milk them. They, as I said, the caravans might have livestock for sale, but there's no guarantee that they'll be yaks.
When do the caravans turn up then?
I think the message was just that it was autumn, so I think the first one is due very soon.
Do they turn up once a year then, or something?
I think the dwarf ones come in autumn, and there's a human caravan and an elf caravan as well, and they come at different times of the year.
Once your settlement reaches a certain size or something?
Yeah, once you've got established. So this shows access to the site for wagons, and W is wagon access, and if the D's are yellow, the depot is inaccessible, but our D's are blue, therefore our depot can be reached.
It's a good thing.
Bridge only appears to be very narrowly accessible for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. Huh. Whatever. Anyway, a quick thing while we're in this part of the map, which is to designate this boulder to be smoothed, because it's where the wall would be, and we kind of need to turn it into a floor, and I think that's what smooth stone does on boulders. Because obviously if the boulder's there, then we can't build the wall there.
No,
it won't work. And yeah, let's just resume. Let's let them do stuff for a little while I think of what we're doing, because we need more of our space dug out, and they aren't going to do that while the game's paused. So
yeah.
The hunter has cancelled the hunt with no ammunition, but I think that just means he's going to come back and get some more. I don't think oh yeah, our yaks is dying as well now.
Yeah, but hopefully their bodies will be picked up and
well, someone's got hold of the yak.
Yeah, grabbed it already.
Dragging it away to be butchered.
It's yak for tea, lads.
Yum! Scrawny
and the other
yak.
one's gone as well.
No, he's just moved around. He's on the other side of the table now.
Oop, you struck Skull.
Skull. I have no idea what Skull is. I shall switch to my other window, which you can't see, and look up what Skull is. It's probably nothing interesting at all, because it's not something. Oh, good. They're slaughtering the kittens now. So.
It's not a term phrase you often use in games.
It's not a phrase I often use at all, I must say. It might be, actually, Skull might be a gem.
Right.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Might be valuable.
It might be, or it might be nothing. It might just be rubbish. So let me just quickly search for Skull in a window that I'm not showing you. And then let's check out what's going on down here. They're still way down in this hole digging, I guess. Yeah. So presumably we struck a skull down
There's lots
here.
of little spots all over the place as we come up.
What, these little things here?
Yeah, they look like grey patches.
Just around.
Yeah, randomly.
Yeah, I think they're just to make it look more interesting than just empty blackness.
Oh, right.
And to indicate that rather than being a big empty space, it's actually just stuff that you haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, because there's also, it looks like little spots of stuff you can mine or something.
Yeah, that's the implication, but it doesn't necessarily mean that...
what's there, it's just atmosphere.
Right, so we're down, this is the bottom of the pit now. We've dug down, and that's purple spinel, which is a gem.
Hey.
And this is gneiss, which is just rock. I've got marble there. What's that thing over here? That's sphalerite, which is an ore, which is nice. Skulls apparently are unremarkable low-value gems, so whatever.
Another kitten has bitten the dust.
Yep, both kittens and the yaks. The other yaks just starved as well. I saw that go past.
Yeah.
Sphalerite is zinc ore, so that's good. We can make stuff with zinc, barrels and whatever.
Yeah.
A slate wall. What's that? That's red tourmaline, which is another gem. This is gold, which is gold. You know, what more do you need to say about it?
Well, unless there's singing involved, which I will spare everyone from.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Right, so because there's no more down to dig, they've come up to dig this room, so we'll let them do that. Ooh, puppies. Puppies are good.
Poppies?
Puppies, dogs. Small dogs. You know.
Oh, sorry, you say poppies. What? No, puppies.
Puppies,
Hey.
Puppies are good.
Dogs are a good thing then, you don't mind how many dogs there are.
No, because you can train them to be war dogs, which is
defense.
very useful. So I think they're all still. I don't think there's been very many puppies by the look of it. So we need to sort this. No, that's the wrong button. Sort the zone out. Go down into this pasture zone and make sure the puppies stay in it. So yeah, we've got all. Those puppies are assigned to it. I think possibly because the dogs that gave birth to them were already in it as well. So I've got a bunch of stray chicks hanging around, not assigned to anything, which is interesting. But I think the puppies are alright. So let's just go across to here. All these chicks in here. There's like millions of them. Yeah, let's see. There's chicks. I think chicks have hatched, and now the ones which aren't assigned are all wandering about. So let's put them in the pasture where they're meant to be. By toggling them on with this. Toggle. Good. And I think that should be it for them. Now we're just scrolling back through again. Yep. Okay. So the chicks will be taken back into there by the dwarves once this game is running again. Right. We've got a floor hatch, which is good because there's moss growing around it.
The moss has gone wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take long. So let's see where we are. Oh, more puppies. I think that... Is that more puppies?
Yep.
Pets and livestock.
Lots of chickens.
Yeah, a couple of more puppies there, I think. Right, we're just waiting for them to finish digging this out, which they're currently... someone's coming to do. I will add this level to my hotkeys. This is hotkey 4. Zoom to here. We've struck Oppermint. Woo!
Struck more things we can't spell. Opal, though. And more puppies.
Opal struck puppies. Brilliant.
We struck puppies. Yay!
Yay!
Puppy ore.
So, yeah, while they're busy digging this out and striking more
quartz.
stuff. And it hasn't been... I'm probably going to sort of call this here because we're about at time.
Okay.
It hasn't been, I guess, super exciting this time around, but we did some stuff.
Yeah.
I think hopefully this floor's been built now, so we don't have to worry about invasions from the... Yes, the floor is now in. So we go here. This is a rough marble block floor.
safe from beasties.
So
at least a bit.
Once the beasts do show up in the caverns, if any of them can fly, they won't be able to get into the fortress, which is a good thing.
Yep.
So, yes, and it's not been hugely exciting, but sometimes you do have to just make sure things are going well, check back on things that you want to make sure have been done, and make some booze, which, as we can see, we've done, because we've now got 90 drinks in stores. Excellent. Rather than none.
Lots of booze.
So that's a good thing. So, on that, small success...
Booze shell.
We'll bring this one to a close. So, thank everyone for watching, and
we
will be back again with more dwarves next time.